What if the secret to making your small backyard feel twice as big was already growing under your feet? With smart green grass design, you can stretch your space, add flow, and turn even the tiniest yard into a lush, luxurious retreat without adding a single square foot. What if we told you the key to making your small backyard look twice its size doesn't require expensive materials or a total redesign? It all starts with a wide, seamless area of green grass. In compact outdoor spaces, visual clutter can make everything feel smaller. Breaking up your yard with too many hardscape features, pavers, gravel paths, garden beds can leave it feeling cramped. But with one uninterrupted swath of grass, your eye travels further, giving the illusion of a much larger area. This idea plays on visual flow. When your lawn is one large, open space, it draws the gaze outward without interruption, creating calm and openness. Instead of breaking up your yard with borders or partitions, consider embracing simplicity. Use grass as your dominant ground cover and keep surrounding elements minimal and low profile. We've seen this trick transform tiny yards into seemingly expansive retreats. It's not just about having grass, it's about how you arrange it. A single, clean green field becomes your natural flooring, anchoring the space while also making it feel expansive and breathable. If you're dreaming of a bigger backyard but don't have the square footage, the answer might just be a single, seamless lawn. It's clean, it's modern, and most importantly, it works. Designing a seamless grass zone means letting your lawn take center stage. In small backyards, this strategy is especially effective because it removes unnecessary dividers and gives the illusion of openness. To do it right, you'll want to install high-quality turf or maintain a well-kept natural lawn that runs edge to edge. Keep decorative beds low and tucked along the perimeter so they don't interrupt the flow. Consider eliminating stone walkways, raised beds, or bulky furniture that cuts into the green. These can make the yard feel broken up. Instead, maintain a strong, flat stretch of grass that spans the width and length of your space. Use soft borders like mulch or small ground covers so the lawn feels naturally contained but not hemmed in. Lighting also helps. Install subtle uplights at the fence or garden edge so the green zone glows at night, further enhancing the feeling of openness. This design works well in urban environments, tight lots, or any backyard where square footage is limited. The key is consistency. A single shade and texture of grass provides visual unity. Your eye won't stop to process changes in materials or levels, it just glides over the space, creating the illusion of depth and size. By keeping everything at lawn level and choosing organic, flowing shapes over harsh lines, you'll make the yard feel more expansive. Even better, this design approach is easy to maintain and refresh. With one unified grass area, your space will always feel polished and intentional, whether you're throwing a summer barbecue or enjoying a quiet morning coffee outdoors. The real beauty of a seamless grass zone isn't just aesthetic, it's strategic. This approach visually stretches your space and helps your backyard perform like a much larger environment. Let's explore how. First, it's about optical expansion. Human eyes naturally follow long, continuous lines. When your yard has one uninterrupted surface, especially in a natural green color, the eye perceives more space than actually exists. This tricks the brain into reading the yard as wider, deeper, and more open. Second, it creates a multifunctional area. A seamless lawn isn't just pretty, it's practical. Kids can run across it without obstacles. You can roll out a picnic, practice yoga, or even host a garden party. There's no need to work around steps, edges, or planters. It's like having a blank canvas that adapts to whatever you need. Third, this design is low maintenance. Instead of juggling separate zones, materials, and watering needs, you care for one cohesive lawn. It's easier to mow, easier to keep clean, and much easier to design around. Fourth, a clean grass zone has emotional benefits. Open, green spaces reduce stress and make outdoor time more enjoyable. The calming continuity of a green floor underfoot helps create a serene atmosphere, even in the smallest of yards. Finally, you'll enjoy better design harmony. Your yard feels modern, intentional, and well-planned just from one decision, going all in on grass. It's simple, it's effective, and it instantly improves the usability and visual impact of any small garden space. In tight backyard spaces, every inch matters, and so does every design choice. When it comes to pathways, the default is usually stone, pavers, or bricks. But these materials can chop up your small yard and create visual breaks that make the area feel even more cramped. There's a better option: grass. Grass pathways are a clever, nature-inspired way to keep your space flowing while still guiding movement. Whether you're creating a winding trail through a garden or a straight route from patio to shed, using green grass instead of hardscaping keeps the landscape soft and spacious. Think of it this way: instead of laying down thick pavers or rigid concrete slabs, you're inviting nature to stay dominant. By mowing clear trails through your lawn or nestling large, widely spaced stone slabs with grass in between, you keep the green going strong. And more green always means more openness. The result? A backyard that feels larger, more relaxed, and closer to nature. Grass paths don't demand attention. They guide the eye gently, without harsh interruption. They're functional, beautiful, and best of all, space-enhancing. If you're working with limited square footage, ditch the heavy materials and let the green do the talking. Your yard will thank you for it. Grass pathways are a design-forward way to introduce movement and structure into your small backyard without cutting the space into rigid sections. Instead of stone pavers or concrete paths, which break up the visual flow, grass pathways allow you to shape direction while keeping the landscape open and unified. There are two ways to approach this. First, you can mow defined walkways directly into your lawn. By cutting slightly shorter strips through a larger lawn area, you create the impression of a clear path without adding any physical materials. Second, you can use oversized stepping stones with wide spacing, allowing the grass to grow between them. This keeps the dominant visual element green, soft, and continuous. Grass pathways are also highly customizable. You can curve them gently to encourage a sense of exploration or keep them straight for a modern, linear look. Pair them with low-profile edging like dwarf mondo grass, creeping thyme, or mulch to define the shape without harsh borders. This style works exceptionally well in tropical, cottage, and modern natural garden themes. It invites people to move through the space while still embracing the lawn as the main element. The continuity of green ties everything together, while the path subtly directs where to step. Beyond looks, grass paths are also cooler underfoot than pavers and reduce stormwater runoff. They're low impact, eco-friendly, and help your small backyard feel like one unified retreat, not a collection of competing zones. You don't just walk across your yard, you glide through it. Grass pathways offer far more than a beautiful route. They transform how your small backyard works and feels. Instead of breaking up space with solid materials, they let your yard breathe, move, and grow naturally. The first major benefit is how they visually expand your space. By blending your walkways into the lawn, there's no interruption in the ground surface. It's all one canvas, green, fluid, and seamless. This tricks the eye into seeing the space as larger than it actually is. There's no harsh border telling you where the grass ends and the path begins. Second, they're budget and maintenance friendly. Traditional paver paths can be costly to install, and maintaining clean grout lines or preventing weed growth between them takes effort. Grass, on the other hand, is easier to mow, water, and maintain. You keep your space green and soft without the extra cost or time investment. Third, they're multifunctional and family-friendly. Grass is softer for kids to run on, cooler underfoot on hot days, and more forgiving than stone if someone takes a tumble. You create usable, functional routes without sacrificing play or relaxation zones. Fourth, they're eco-conscious. Grass allows water to absorb into the soil rather than run off hard surfaces. You're encouraging better drainage, lower heat retention, and a more natural microclimate in your own backyard. Finally, grass pathways give your backyard a natural flow. Instead of strict, linear divisions, you create soft transitions that lead the eye and the foot. It's structure without stress, function without visual noise. In a small backyard, that kind of subtle design can make all the difference. In small backyards, the last thing you want is visual clutter. But that doesn't mean your space has to be flat and boring. In fact, Introducing different elevations strategically can create a sense of structure and spaciousness. The trick? Use grass itself as the star material in your raised or platformed areas. Think about a sunken lawn lounge or a grassy daybed-style platform raised just a few inches from the ground. These grassy focal points draw attention without taking up extra space. They create distinct zones without adding walls, planters, or bulky furniture. And most importantly, they let you layer your yard without overwhelming it. Raised grass beds can double as lounging areas, mini stages for kids, or simply visual features. And unlike raised flower beds or stone planters, grassy platforms keep the look clean and soft. You don't disrupt the natural flow, you enhance it with depth. In a small space, it's about working smarter, not harder. A slight elevation here and there turns a boring lawn into an outdoor room. It adds variety, energy, and movement to your yard without shrinking your footprint. If your goal is to create a functional, dynamic backyard that still feels wide open, consider going up just a little. Raising sections of your lawn, whether by a few inches or a full step, adds depth and visual interest to a flat, small yard. But instead of hard stone terraces or bulky wood decking, why not elevate the grass itself? Grass-covered platforms give you the dimension you want without disrupting the softness and openness that makes small yards feel big. You can create these built-in lawn platforms in a few different ways. One option is to use a low wood or concrete base topped with artificial turf or well-maintained sod. Keep the edges clean and the shape simple, either rectangular for a modern look or oval for a softer, more organic style. Another technique is to build gentle grass-covered mounds in your landscape design. These natural hills create subtle movement while keeping everything green and flowing. Add low steps or no steps at all, just a smooth, step-up transition that feels natural. These raised areas can become a reading nook, a kid's play area, or an outdoor yoga zone. They add structure without adding walls. Best of all, they allow you to keep your yard feeling lush and open, instead of filled with planters, pots, and barriers. When paired with a seamless lawn or green pathways, elevated grass areas give your yard a thoughtful, designer feel. It's a clever way to segment your space into rooms without actually dividing it. You're creating dimension, not clutter. Structure, not obstruction. Small backyards don't have to be flat to feel spacious, they just need to be smart with height. Adding elevated grass zones to your backyard unlocks a surprising number of benefits, both visually and functionally. In a small garden, every design choice has to pull double duty. Raised grass platforms do just that. First, they create clear purpose zones without adding barriers. A slightly raised area signals a transition, maybe it's a spot to lay out and sunbathe, or a zone where the kids can play. Without walls or railings, you maintain openness, but the elevation still defines the area with clarity. Second, they add visual layering, which makes a flat yard feel more dynamic and engaging. Even a 6-12-inch lift adds a sense of movement and rhythm to the space. It breaks the horizontal monotony and pulls the eye upward, adding perceived depth. Third, they're flexible and natural. Unlike furniture or planters, you're not filling your yard with objects, you're simply reshaping what's already there. Grass platforms feel cohesive with the landscape. They're soft, green, and inviting, making them great for barefoot lounging, pets, or playtime. Fourth, elevated lawn zones encourage low-maintenance zoning. Artificial turf versions stay green year-round with minimal upkeep, while real grass beds are easy to mow if built wide and low. Plus, without heavy decor or furniture, these areas can shift in use as your needs change. Fifth, they give you design credibility. They look high-end and intentional, like something from a resort or landscape magazine. You can pair them with surrounding plant borders or lights to enhance their impact without sacrificing square footage. In the end, you get all the benefits of a multi-purpose outdoor layout without the clutter or cost. That's the power of going green and going up. Most small backyards are laid out in hard, angular lines, square grass patches, boxed-in beds, and right-angled walkways. But if you want to make your space feel larger and more inviting, try this elegant design trick: introduce curves. Specifically, gently curved lawn edges. Curved grass lines do something magical to a small yard. They break up the boxiness and allow the eye to move more fluidly through the space. The result? Your backyard feels softer, deeper, and much more natural. Unlike straight lines, which draw attention to the limitations of the lot, curves create the illusion of expanded space. The key is subtlety. A wavy lawn border or a rounded corner pulls your gaze in and invites it to explore, like a trail that leads to somewhere unexpected. It adds personality and prevents the eye from bouncing off sharp corners. Instead, the curves help extend the visual horizon. Whether you have a postage stamp-sized yard or a narrow side garden, curved lawn edges help loosen the space. It's a move borrowed from English gardens and adapted perfectly for modern minimalist design. Best of all, it's incredibly easy to implement. No major hardscape changes needed, just reshape your lawn and adjust your beds accordingly. With one sweeping motion of the lawnmower, you can change the entire tone of your backyard. Curved lawn edges transform the feel of a small backyard without needing any new materials, just a little design adjustment. Instead of framing your grass with sharp, rigid borders, create soft curves that sweep across the lawn like brushstrokes. The effect is both elegant and effective. It adds movement and depth without adding clutter. To begin, sketch a gentle arc or S-curve into your lawn outline using a garden hose or rope as a guide. Next, cut or mow along this line to shape the edge. You can border the curve with a slim bed of mulch, low ground cover, or neatly planted flowers. Stick to low-height plants to preserve openness. These organic lines introduce visual flow. They trick the eye into moving more slowly and taking in more of the scene. This makes the yard feel larger, more layered, and less boxed in. It's especially helpful in narrow yards, where square shapes emphasize tightness. Curves, by contrast, help blur the edges. This style works beautifully with natural themes: cottage, woodland, even Mediterranean, especially when paired with grass pathways or seamless turf zones. The curved edges soften the transitions between lawn and border, making the whole space feel more integrated and relaxed. Most importantly, you don't need to sacrifice functionality. Your lawn still serves as a play area, entertaining space, or garden backdrop, but now it feels more inviting, more open, and more professionally designed. It's proof that one simple curve can reshape everything. Curved lawn edges may seem like a small design choice, but they deliver powerful spatial and aesthetic benefits, especially in tight backyard layouts. First, they create a sense of depth and rhythm. Straight lines in a small yard tell the eye exactly where the space ends, but curves gently deflect the eye, making it travel across the lawn in waves. This adds motion and the illusion of expansion. You're not being shown the boundaries, you're being invited into the journey. Second, they enhance natural beauty. Nature is rarely square. By mimicking organic, flowing forms, your lawn becomes more relaxing and harmonious. That serenity adds emotional spaciousness to the physical layout. Your yard feels more peaceful and open even if it's the same size. Third, curves make it easier to design layered plant borders. Because there are no rigid corners, plantings can blend into one another, creating soft transitions that improve depth perception. This kind of gradual change tricks the brain into perceiving more space between zones. Fourth, curved edges are easier to maintain with a mower or string trimmer than narrow corners. That's form meeting function. Fifth, they give your yard a refined, upscale look. Whether it's a modern lawn or a romantic garden, curved designs appear custom even when they're DIY. That polished feel instantly upgrades your space. So while it might be just a shift in shape, the impact is massive. Curved lawn lines bring motion, elegance, and softness into small backyards, exactly what they need to feel roomy and refreshed. Small backyards require smart design layers. But if you're layering from pavers up or planting from random heights, it can feel chaotic. Here's a powerful yet simple secret. Start with grass as your base and build vertical layers from there. Grass acts as the ground canvas, grounding the space in soft color and comfort. Then you rise with low plants, mid-height textures, and taller features. Grass is more than a surface. It's your space amplifier. It adds breathing room. It calms the eye. It becomes the visual pause between plant layers, making each element stand out clearly. By designing in horizontal layers starting at the ground, you avoid crowding and clutter. You're creating a visual pyramid, one that helps guide the eye upward and outward. Grass stretches the horizontal plane and sets the tone for a space that feels larger, taller, and more open. It also makes planting more manageable. Instead of trying to fill every corner, you can focus your plants around edges or behind the grass. This adds dimension without reducing functionality or walking room. Layering from grass up works in every garden style: tropical, modern, desert, or woodland. It's not about complexity. It's about creating a rhythm that makes your space look and feel complete, even when it's small. The foundation of any well-designed small backyard is the lawn. By treating grass as your base layer, you create a visual floor that supports all other elements. Then, you stack in plantings vertically, starting with low-lying ground covers or border plants, followed by mid-level foliage or flowers, and ending with taller shrubs or small ornamental trees. This vertical progression doesn't just look beautiful, it maximizes your space. With grass anchoring the ground plane, your eye naturally follows the rising layers, making the yard appear more expansive and structured. Begin by framing the edge of your grass with compact, tidy plants like lavender, blue fescue, or lamb's ear. Next, place medium-height plants like coneflowers, ornamental grasses, or boxwood just behind that row. Then, at the farthest edges or corners, plant taller anchors like dwarf olive trees, slim cypress, or bamboo. Each layer adds rhythm and depth, like background singers harmonizing around a lead vocalist. Your lush green lawn. This method avoids crowding and keeps pathways open for circulation and usability. You can also use containers to mimic layering on patios or decks adjacent to the lawn. The result is a three-dimensional garden that feels curated, luxurious, and full of life without adding furniture or structures. Layering with grass as the base builds a more immersive, open-feeling garden. It's the art of adding vertical impact while keeping the footprint light. Grass-based layering offers the perfect formula for a backyard that looks grand but lives easy. Here's why this design trick is one of the best for small gardens. First, it creates depth and movement. When your space is flat and uniform, the eye stops. But when layers rise gently from the grass, the scene evolves visually as you explore it. This soft climbing of height increases the sense of depth, just like in a landscape painting. Second, it preserves functionality. The lawn provides room to walk, lounge, or play. You're not sacrificing utility for style, you're combining both. Third, it provides flexibility. Don't want to plant tall trees? Use trellised vines or bamboo screens in the back. Prefer a dry look? Use succulents and rocks layered from turf forward. Grass layering works with any theme and evolves with your taste. Fourth, it ensures balance. With the grass forming a unifying ground layer, the vertical accents can vary in texture, color, or structure while still feeling cohesive. This helps you avoid the common small yard mistake of a cluttered, disconnected look. Fifth, it elevates the mood. Grass is cooling, calming, and grounding. Layered design enhances this by making your space feel lush without overwhelming it. It's a balance of simplicity and richness where every element has space to breathe. In short, grass is your canvas, and the layers are your brushstrokes. Together, they create a small backyard that feels rich, curated, and far more spacious than it is. Your backyard doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be smart. With green grass as your foundation, you can transform even the smallest outdoor space into something that feels fresh, open, and full of life. Whether you opt for seamless lawns, curved edges, elevated turf zones, or layered greenery, every blade of grass works together to create a space that's not only beautiful, but feels bigger. These green design ideas aren't about spending more, they're about using what you already have better. With thoughtful planning, you can turn your compact yard into a relaxing retreat that invites barefoot mornings, peaceful evenings, and all the outdoor moments in between. So now it's your turn. Ready to make your small backyard feel massive? Start with one idea and watch your space transform. If this inspired you, don't forget to like this post, subscribe for more outdoor design ideas, drop a comment with your favorite tip, and share it with someone who needs a little backyard magic. Let's grow something beautiful right where you are.